What's going on at Christmas? It's the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. Is it the winter solstice because of the Earth's axis and the rotation of the Earth and this globe spinning around the sun? So it's tilted away from the sun as it spins around the sun. Therefore, we have the shortest day of the year, which I don't even think answers that question, why it's the shortest day of the year. The flat Earth model does. And then also, they say it's not even the farthest away from the sun. And they say that Earth is actually closer to the sun on winter solstice, which doesn't make sense either. Or is Christmas on the winter solstice, and the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year because the sun's making a rotation around the flat plane around the edge? Is that why we're having this season? This season is the most special season out of all the seasons. There's 4 seasons. I believe those 4 seasons are because of the sun. And you can see the sun rotating farther away from you in the fall and winter. It's just clear that the sun is just farther away from you. When you go look at the sun from fall to winter, it's setting farther away from you. So it's setting closer to the left than the right. If it's always setting to the right, then it's setting before it did yesterday. And you can see that. You can take trees, or you can take a landscape and see where the sun is falling out of your perspective, and every day it's falling out of your perspective a little sooner. And you can archive that. And you can also archive it with your clock. It 100% proves the flat Earth model. The globe Earth model not only doesn't capture the objective experience of what we see, but also doesn't capture the emotional experience of what we're experiencing. What we're experiencing is really short days. And in those really short days, we're capturing that energy of the day and then taking it into night and then beginning again during the day and having really short days. And then that beginning and end, that birth and death, that life and not life, that night and day, we're taking that energy and we're projecting it to each other in this season of Christmas. That's what we're doing in Christmas. There is magic in the air the month of December. And it's really evident the closer to the solstice we get. The closer we get to the December 25th, you can feel magic in the air. Now, there's added pressure on Christmas with the presents and with the family and with the holiday and especially the commercialization of the holiday. And it's also kind of forced upon us. So it's also easy to be like, oh, I don't like Christmas or like the feeling during December. There's the bah humbug aspect of it. But then there's this inevitable feeling you'll get at least one time during the season where you're like, oh, it's Christmas. And it's hard not to just have this feeling for life. You might not understand that that's what it is, but it's just this appreciation for life. And with life, there is death. With life, there is day and there is night. And there is the duality aspect. And the Christmas energy is really capturing that. It's really capturing the beginning and the end and the start again. On the Flat Earth model, December 25th is the last day of the year. It really is. I mean, the Flat Earth calendar is probably the International Fixed Calendar, is the one I like. And it really is the beginning of the year. The next day is the start again of the new sun cycle, and then the sun's coming closer to us until it gets to summer solstice, and then it goes back out to the ice wall again, and then it comes back in to the North Pole. So the North Pole is in the center, and the Santa Claus stuff come from the North Pole, the candy cane, the red and the white. It's all dualistic symbolism. And then there's not much of a day in, if any sunlight on, there's just a tiny bit on Christmas, and then it goes out to, it begins again. And the globe model with the axis, what's the proof of an axis, of a tilt? Can you feel this tilt? No. Can you measure this tilt? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They say on Easter you can take an egg and balance it really easy on its end. Really easily. They say you can do it any day. I can't. I've never been able to balance an egg on its end. Even on even on Easter. So yeah, spoiler alert for the Easter video. But the tilt of the Earth is just the most ridiculous. It is just the most ridiculous excuse for seasons. It's the sun, and even if it is the tilt, it's still the sun interacting with the tilt of the Earth. The sun. The reason why people worship the sun historically is because it's the cause of all the effects. Everything interacts with the sun, and then we have weather. Then we have seasons, and it's all because of the sun. And now we have this season because of the sun. We have shorter days because of the sun. We don't worship the tilt of the earth. The wreath. The wreath is a circle. What goes around the circle? The sun. The tree. What's the tree? The tree's the tree in the center. It's the North Pole. It's your center point. Yeah, does it come from the pine cone and the pineal gland and your third eye? Maybe. I mean, maybe the pagans did that, but then the Christians took it over with Martin Luther, and they bring the tree in and put lights in it and celebrate Jesus' birthday on Christmas, on the first day of the year, or the last day, on the last day of the year, and then we begin again. The birth of a king. The Christians don't ever get Christmas totally right. Christmas is the celebration of a king. If we adapted flat earth, then maybe we could actually not worship a government king, a mind control system that gives us a king. That's what the real Christianity is. It's about not worshiping your government. That's a whole nother issue. But yes, the sun rotating around the earth on Christmas is 100% proof for flat earth. But it's also shows that flat earth has the magic. It also produces this magic in the air, which you just don't get from a tilt. You just don't get from globe Earth. You just don't know it. You just don't know what's going on. You don't know that it's the shortest day of the year until flat earthers come and tell you. They just don't remember it. They're just like, oh, whatever, oh, presents, oh. And we're like, no, look at the sun. We're not worshiping the sun. We're archiving it. We're looking at it. And we're going, oh, it's the shortest day of the year. And then, yeah, there's some energy in the air. It's really cool. Merry Christmas.